Okay, welcome to Marvel Millennium, episode 9. This is a series where I'm streaming every game from Marvel from 2000 onwards, at least to 2009. We'll see if I go farther than that. Game number 9 on that list is Spider-Man Mysterio's Menace for Game Boy Advance. Came out September 18th, 2001, just a week after 9/11. Supposedly, this is a sequel to both Spider-Man, a game which I have covered already on here, and Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro, which I don't understand unless it was just they're calling Enter Electro a midquel or a prequel, because that came out about a month after this one. So usually wouldn't call that a sequel when it comes out first. Looks like this only had a Game Boy Advance version. A lot of these games have separate ports for console versus handheld, but this one was just a handheld game. Not a whole lot else to look at vis-a-vis history. It had a pretty decent reception, it seems. Favorable reviews overall, kind of in between 7 and 9 out of 10 for the most part. So hopefully it won't be too bad. It is... How long to beat clocks it at about an hour and a half. The last game that claimed that was almost exactly an hour and a half, so that's probably pretty accurate. I downloaded the manual for this game, as this is still from an era of not much in the way of tutorials for the most part. You're supposed to read the manual first, which will hopefully give me some help with the controls if I run into any trouble. And I've got some cheats loaded up in case it ends up being a frustratingly obnoxious type of game, which does exist. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and load that up. And get started. Hoping it'll pop up. Oh, hello. Electro up to something. But this is not Electro's revenge. The last game was about the Sinister Six, the last Spider-Man game in this lineup I played. Which also had Mysterio as the final boss. No, that was Dr. Octopus. I'm sorry, he was the first boss. Mysterio was the first boss of the last game. Gotta fight him and his illusions. So I guess this one is gonna be more focused on Mysterio. Superhero. I usually start out at normal just to get the default view. Mary Jane. Hey Peter, I just won some new goldfish at the amusement park, but I forgot to pick up a fishbowl for them. I'll pick one up for you. Hang on a sec. Reports are coming in of rampant criminal activity around the downtown New York area. Police won't comment on whether these incidents are connected. Trouble has been reported at Pier 54, the Empire Metals Foundry, as well as massive mob activity downtown. People are being warned to stay indoors. Mary Jane, something's come up. I gotta go. All right, Peter, just don't forget my fishbowl. It's gonna be a long night. Okay, so starting out, I can pick one of these three areas. We got Pier 54, investigate the disturbances at the docks. Downtown, stop the crime wave in downtown Manhattan. Or Empire Metals, find out who's behind the mayhem at the Foundry. left to right, might as well. Why not? Okay. So, right off the bat, shows enemy health when I'm fighting them, that's always nice. Right off the bat, it runs fairly smoothly, I would say. It plays similar to the Sinister 6 game, but this is, I mean, essentially 3D. It's gameplay advanced 3D, so, you know, a little primitive relative to modern games, but like this is a 3D model, I guess I should say, of Spider-Man. That looks dangerous. Yeah, that's what I thought. Over a 2D background, it's still 2D gameplay. There's no going back and forth. It's just side-scrolling. Damage. Climb on the ceiling, and that's... Got some white suit armor that keeps showing up in these games. Was the... Oh, jeez. Can't tell if the yellow or the red in the top left is what is representing my current health. Maybe because I have the white suit on, it's like armor, and once that goes away, that'll go to my actual health. Did that give me more? I don't know. It's just kind of flashing now. Seems like kicking shins might do more damage, or that guy just had lower health to begin with. The guys charging are always catching me by surprise. That works. Yeah, I mean, this is the first Game Boy Advance game that I'm playing on the list, and it already plays, like, noticeably better than Game Boy Color, which, you know, you would expect. Those were two of the first handhelds I had growing up, were the Game Boy Color and then the Game Boy Advance a little after that. It's been a while since I played anything on Game Boy Color aside from the games in this series, but yeah, it's overall doesn't hold up super well, whereas Game Boy Advance, I feel many of those games do still hold up. Usually less action-oriented ones, but like this is just that pure like fun level with how smooth the gameplay is. Like, this is already just miles better than anything on the Game Boy Color. Now, will that, you know, continue to be true? You know, if the gameplay is too repetitive, this could definitely get tiring. If later parts of the game have that kind of so hard that you just can't progress issue that a lot of games had, that would be a problem. Oftentimes that really does just come down to the controls, the basic controls. Like, are they fluid? Does it feel like you can change direction midair? You can here. Can you get into and out of a fight quickly if it's not going your way, versus some of the games like Wolverine's Rage, where you can barely move, and if someone starts attacking you, you're probably going to die and have to start the level over. Which, you know, technological limitations mean that it wasn't always easy to make a game that is as fun to play immediately as games you'd pick up these days. But, you know, the ones that stand the test of time are the ones that do still play well years later. I'm guessing I don't want to go in the water, though. I also have no idea what I'm actually doing. Old-fashioned gangster on a riverboat, a gambling riverboat cruise. I feel like Spider-Man's typically supposed to be pretty contemporary. It's not like Batman the Animated Series and sort of a faux 1940s Chicago, Jersey pastiche. So I don't know if this is just a theme tonight. I don't know if Kingpin is in this. Is he supposed to be more of a... Was he ever more of a Capone character in any versions? Oh, in the water. In the drink. Wow, okay, so... Probably not going to be an issue, as I'm still getting used to the controls, but that's the sort of thing that can really bring a game down as far as, like... Oh, yeah, if you fall into the water, you instantly die, and it's, you know, very easy for an enemy to just casually knock you in the water with a single hit. If you've got, you know, a special suit that gives you more armor, well, it doesn't matter. Those must be web fluid or something, because I'm all topped up already. You can kind of cheese enemies, like in some of the previous games. Oh, but not all the time. Maybe you need to use web more. In the last game, web just was not working out. It was basically impossible to use web, and I don't know if that was a problem with the game or just with the emulator. It's very possible it was just because you had to press A and B at the same time. It's possible the emulator wasn't very good at handling, you know, double button presses being a unique thing. This at least has webs just set to the triggers, so you can left trigger to do like an impact web that does damage, or right trigger to do a web that gums up the bad guy. But yeah, maybe one of the tricks will be relying on that more, on the web. Web up a guy. I say as I'm not doing it. Webs them up until I hit them, which, you know, gives me a chance to do a combo or something, or just position myself in a better way. So if I just web them up and then start punching them immediately, that kind of defeats the purpose, it feels like. Ooh, hello. There's Rhino. Damage to me when he hits the wall. And if I'm on the ground. That doesn't do much. Okay, I can hit him. Okay, this is not going super well. Web them up. So, there we go. Okay, so try not to be touching anything when he hits the wall, apparently. Which is kind of difficult to do because there's not a lot of space here, so get a just like FMV video of the actors on a 2D animated background. Looks out of place. It's a little cheesy. Neither of us has a shadow, it seems. Okay. I'm gonna get out of this with... Nope, I'm not gonna get out of this. Okay. Thermal suit protects against fire-based attacks. Well, I don't know if I found that. Can I continue? Wow. Okay, I can start the level over. Is there a way? No, I don't think there are any codes that would get me straight to the boss. Well, that's unfortunate, but I at least know a little bit more about how the game controls, and I can probably get there pretty quickly. I don't think any of these enemies were necessary to fight. If I don't explore as much, I might not get the same power-ups like I did last time, but if I get to... Hello. If I get to Rhino with multiple lives, then it could be worse. Okay, my controller's not working. It's not responding, and I just kept going forward. Now it's just... There we go. Okay. I don't know what happened there. Is this the thermal suit, the one that's glowing? Unclear. That works. Yeah, I mean, if I web up a basic enemy and attack them with a combo, not a whole lot they can do. Web swinging is, you know, definitely limited compared to like a modern Insomniac Spider-Man game. It still feels kind of nice though. Web swinging is just fun. Come on. Oh, you can dodge my webs. How I beat that guy last time. He's one of my most respected enemies. Guy who can dodge. His twin brother went down a lot faster. Okay. Need the health because I'm at full health even if I don't have an extra suit. Yeah, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Web swinging is one of my favorite things about Spider-Man because so many superheroes either fly or just don't really have any sort of interesting way to get around. They might have a vehicle, their signature vehicle, or something like that. But Spider-Man, he swings on webs. That's, you know, it's also true now of anyone else in the Spider family, I guess. You know, the Miles Morales Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, Ben Reilly, any Spider-related heroes, but it's a Spider-Man thing. It's part of that property. It's something that you just, yeah, I feel like you don't see too much. It's not like it never happens. You know, Batman has his cape for gliding and his grapple gun for getting around, which is similar in a lot of ways. Nightcrawler can teleport. That's always fun. Anyone who can teleport as like their special move. But yeah, Spider-Man getting to swing around the city. You know, it's almost as good as flying. Okay, see, that's what I was saying earlier about getting kicked in the water. Yeah, because like, you know, flying is too easy. Like, it's just you can go to anywhere in 3D space web swinging is like, okay, there's going to be a restriction here. You can't swing if there's nothing above you, because you need something to hook onto. But you can still get a lot of places that a flying superhero can get. So I'm looking forward to the games where you really get to swing around freely, because it just can't be beat. Doesn't seem safe. How about screw that guy? How about we don't need him? Here we go. Already going a lot better. Oops. Gotta make sure I get the combo though, because if I basically once he's been hit by me, he's ready to charge. So I need to get a combo out that knocks him dead. Yep. See if I get distance just wrong. He gets nudged away a little bit by me. The combo doesn't finish, and then he charges. So close. Getting right up on him when I start attacking seems to be the best move. It is a little repetitive. Just literally doing the same movement every time. There's no variety in what Rhino is able to do. Help, Spider-Man! That overgrown bully fell into the water. I bet he can't swim. I can't let him drown now, can I? Where am I? What is this place? Why am I all wet? Hey, Rhino, you don't seem like your usual grumpy self. Why were you causing such a ruckus at this pier? I don't know. I was supposed to cause trouble here and keep any cops occupied while a shipment of crates was being moved to the museum. What was in the shipment? Who was moving it to the museum? I don't remember. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to find out for myself. So now I can go up to the museum. Should I do that, or take one of the other branches? I guess I'll do this, assuming this isn't going to try to, like, steer me towards the end of the game and skip the other levels. I feel like maybe each one will branch off to one more level, and then once I finish all those three, I'll go somewhere else. Not sure, really. No idea. Pesky ninjas, always trying to steal precious artifacts from the museum. Won't you ever learn? It's just like ninjas. Catch me if you can, Spider-Wuss! I'll catch you and the rest of your ninja buddies. Oh, now there's an artifact counter, and... well, these ninjas can fight. You know, I guess is to be expected. 5 artifacts down. Okay, so is this like a... is this just gonna be like a little mini level? that gonna also be a ninja with an artifact? It looks different. No, just one to fight. Now, do I go up or down? Let's go up. Further up. A ninja with a gun? That seems unfair. Wait, so I can go down there, or down here, or up here. Just gonna keep going up, I think. Oh, Jesus. Okay, wow. That was a mistake. I should have done that. One of these guys must have an artifact if it's just this room with 3 very difficult to defeat guys, not because they're especially strong, but because there's 3 of them. Which is a problem. Okay, this looks like the first ninja, so I'm gonna guess he has something. There's the artifact. Took at least one of my lives. Did it take 2? I forget. Oh, great. Not what I was trying to do. Doesn't seem to be a way to, like, you know, web zip to a specific point. Thanks. Can't actually tell where that one goes, but I'm gonna guess up. They've got like a period of invulnerability to my webs after they get up from being knocked down. Alright, there we go, a little armor. Alright, so it's a little less smooth when you introduce enemies that are faster than you. Maybe I just haven't figured out the right way to deal with them yet. But you can get a little stun lock there if they get you just right. Keeping some distance helps, so that you can web them up when you know they are no longer vulnerable. Or invulnerable, I guess, for the moment. Let's go outside. Oh, I have to recover all the artifacts. This is the exit. Well, I'm trying. Oh, hello. Okay, this isn't gonna go well. Two gold ninjas. I mean, yeah, like, this is what is a problem in these types of games. And that's the way out of it, is to just get them all into the same spot so you can punch them all at the same time. Now, does it feel like I'm winning this fight, or just like surviving this fight? At least you got 2 of the artifacts, though. Now, can I remember where I haven't been, and where the other artifacts might be? And then can I find my way back here after that? At least enemies aren't respawning when I leave the area, so that's good. has not always been the case. Looks like it might be the last artifact holding ninja if I can beat it without dying. I don't think I can though. Okay, so now if we continue, we can go back to the museum. 3 lives. So that's not too bad. I get to, you know, get to refresh and, you know, approach this a little more carefully. I guess part of my problem here is just as far as me being too. I'm relying on strategies that would work in a modern game that I need to rethink for this, such as you know, I knock down an enemy and I want to get right up on top of them to make sure I'm. Okay, so apparently this suit makes me a lot stronger. That's what's happening. In this game, it seems like going and, you know, being right on top of an enemy as they are recovering from my last hit. Wrist containers. I think I just got more web potential, and then caught fire immediately. Yeah, being right on top of an enemy, it seems like they still have kind of an invulnerability state while they're in the process of getting up. So it's better to get some distance. And web them up. Come up and attack. Which, you know, again, not a lot of variety, but might be what keeps me alive. And your artifacts. Yeah, the fireball that can go through their allies and come straight for me. Not a lot of fun. Could use that thermal suit that was mentioned earlier that apparently is good against fire attacks. So I just need to duck. Here. Just like shooting web as soon as I think there might be an enemy horizontal with me. And it's not working. Okay. Now this is the actual exit. That's right. Okay, don't jump in the middle of them. Note to self. They'll just beat the shit out of you. Come on. web. Yeah, there we go. Either he was on the ceiling, or there is a limit for how far your web can reach off screen. Come on, so close. What does he have? Okay, so the same. Whoever's alive gets full health again. Whoever's dead stays dead. So, I mean that helps to know that, like, if I'm going to die, it's better to focus on someone who is also at low health that I can finish off so that they won't respawn, versus someone who's at full health and all I'll do is hurt them and then they come back with full health a minute later. Then we came down here. We need to go back to the beginning where there were the two options. Go down there, maybe. I came down here first? That's right. Thought that was the previous playthrough. Okay. This is where I started. Okay. We gotta go up. And then up over here. There we go. This is an issue in a lot of these games of this era. As soon as there's multiple enemies, you're screwed. Time and time again. I can shoot fireballs up at an angle when I've just jumped. That's like they're basically homing in on me. Just trying to get rid of the green guy first. There we go. Doesn't seem like ducking helps dodge those fireballs. Ha ha ha, you've wasted your time hunting us down, Spider-Man. Scorpion surely has everything set up by now. Scorpion? What's his interest in the museum? Sorry, Bugbrain, why don't you ask him yourself? I think I'll do just that. I did defeat Scorpion. Now... it's not looking great for my chances at fighting Scorpion, I would say. I think they just went down further. So I will be bummed if losing against Scorpion means having to start the museum level all over again. And that is a case in which I will probably pick an easier difficulty or start using some cheats that I can get through this game without it being an entire slog. Okay, yeah, so he can move. Now, let's see. Will it go straight to the boss fight? I'm guessing no. It does not. Okay, so... let's see if there's just any helpful cheats that would make the game easier, but most of them are to unlock the levels, like to get you progress in the game as far as what levels you can do. Some of them do give you other suits. is a way to get the armor suit, thermal suit, and black costume. But honestly, I think I just want to start on a better difficulty. But I can do that too, I guess. Let's see. It's Spidey. S-E-1-D-Y. But it also starts you with a couple of these levels finished. And I believe it is, yeah, it automatically puts me on the harder difficulty, which, oh my god, there we go, is not what I wanted to do. So instead, it still gives me the password. Instead, I think I'm just gonna start on easier mode. Hopefully that'll make everything easier. That does mean, I guess I could, you know what, how about this? Because I don't, even on easy mode, I don't want to have to go through this again. I'm going to put in a code that lets me unlock the levels. Nope, 0-LQ. Now, see, my thing is that this immediately tries to put me at a level. And doesn't give me the cutscenes, and that's not what I want. Huh. I just want to unlock the levels. Okay, here we go. Maybe this will do it. That other one was for completing all the levels. JV3... Nope. 1... dash. That's the same issue. Gives me the black suit at least. But yeah, no, I don't... Well, then that's frustrating. I should have saved... Should have done a save state. So... This is gonna be, unfortunately, a little repetitive. No. Nope. 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 I forgot there were more web abilities I wasn't using, like, there's a web shield, apparently. Okay, go to the pier. Now I have 5 lives, and I think enemies will be easier. I guess web shield is the only web move I didn't really do. And I guess a couple other attacks. A flying kick if you attack while swinging. And also spin kick, upward and up and forward, and B. Uppercut, spin kick. Okay. Web shield. Alright, so... Okay, that's good to know for the ninjas. Fortunately, even though it's easier, I can't... You know, only so fast I can go. Is there a guy there? I was too prepared. Invincibility is what that is. Okay, that's another thing that I did notice in the manual. It says that on normal difficulty, it won't tell you what the power-ups are. For some reason. On easy mode, it does. And that's just... Yeah, that shouldn't be a normal difficulty setting, I think. But it is what it is. They were still figuring out what things were, you know, distinguishing one difficulty from another. Full first aid kit. Yeah, I mean, some of them are pretty intuitive, but still nice to know for sure what you're picking up when you pick it up. I mean, some modern games have like a diminished UI if you're on a harder difficulty, but yeah, that's uncommon, I would say. Putting just item descriptions as locked behind only the easy difficulty. I actually did not notice doing a web swing does use some webbing, some of that resource. Alright, yeah, they're definitely less aggressive, I would say. Most of the time. They will still attack if I give them an opening. Like I can actually get more hits on him if I don't do the combo all the way the first time, kind of like let it just punch him. That goes faster. Help Spider-Man, yada yada yada. Something something, the museum. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to save the game. So that get back to this point again if I need to. I do feel maybe a little silly now knowing that my web shield, which I did not know about at all, would come in handy with these ninjas. Assuming I can just block attacks in full. I don't know if that's the case. Let's see. Ability attack. Just shoot it. Yeah, did I lose more web when it happened? No. So once the web's out, you can just block attacks from that direction. That would definitely come in handy for the fireballs, for instance. Really get the timing just right, I think. Of course, it's possible that if the fire doesn't hurt until half a second into the animation, or ends half a second before it ends, or something, but I got burnt once, so don't want to deal with that again. Is that the invincibility one? Come on. It's not super easy to get to the ceiling in the way that you want to. Well, those shots just seem to not hit at all. Not because I'm invincible. Right. Seems like the shield just kind of makes me invincible, honestly. Nothing in here, right? Yeah. definitely going a lot smoother. Got 5 lives still. Enemies probably doing less damage, but are less aggressive either way, so just making them a lot easier to fight against. Finally starting to feel like Spider-Man. I am guessing, though, aside from just my incompetence at not figuring out how to block a ninja, I'm going to go ahead and guess that there are going to be levels in this game where I will be glad I am not trying on just normal difficulty even anymore. Blue armor. Green armor and blue armor, are those just different amounts of armor, maybe? I know there's someone over here. How could there not be? Alright. And there are still cases like this where even if I was using the shield, if they weren't as lower aggression as they are now, we'd probably still be obnoxious. Scorpion's our boss, yada yada yada. And now I'm already pretty close to where I fight him. Okay. Bouncing around a lot. At least there's some variety of his moves here. He can melee attack, he can fly all around, he can cause debris to fall from the ceiling, and then I need to stand under him so that I'm protected by the scaffolding. Now, if he wants to come back down, that would be great. Okay. Oh. Okay. Let's knock the whole light fixture down. And it's just a permanent obstacle. And yet he can still bring the glass down. You weren't supposed to come here, bug breath. Let me guess, you were expecting a shipment from the docks?
I don't know where the shipment was coming from. The deal was that I would set up this hardware, and in return I'd be given the technology to get me out of this suit.
Well, sorry to disappoint you, Gargan, but it looks like you've been taken for a ride. Stay put while I check out what you've got here. Really seems like just getting him out of the suit would be, you know, maybe a priority for Spider-Man to make him not want to commit crimes so much. Just let him be a normal person. Seems like some sort of holographic projector inside this crate. Who would be hiring Scorpion to set up the equipment? Better follow my other leads. Yeah, who likes holographic projectors, Spidey, I wonder. Alright, time to stop a crime wave in downtown Manhattan. Not really sure I'm in the right for beating them up immediately. I don't think tank tops are a crime. And these guys, just up on this nondescript rooftop, they're gonna fall off anyway. I mean, it's the Daily Bugle, but like there's no doors up here. It's just a few waist-high ledges. Like, those guys were gonna get themselves killed. Firing their Tommy guns off into the night. Molotovs, whatever they've got. unfortunate side effect of some of these games is of these games having not the best combat. Again, not the worst, but oh, straight to the boss, Hammerhead. Is that oftentimes you just end up wanting to skip the fights, and that ends up being the better way of going about it. Okay, so Hammerhead has summons for goons. I just beat him up. Deal with the goon. This is it, Hammerhead. You've got nowhere to go. Think again, Webface. Get 'em, boys. It's the boys. Hammerhead's thugs bought him time to escape into that nightclub. I'll track him down soon enough. Okay. So, that was a pretty quick level, but...
Spider-Man, these mobsters are holding other hostages in the nightclub. I managed to escape, but you've got to save the others.
Alright, so I guess Hammerhead explains the... who is a Capone-esque villain here. I did not think of him. That looks like a hostage. Alright, just gotta kill everyone around him. Oops. What's that up there? Let me get up there, come on. There we go. Oops. Should have stuck to that. But that's okay. So many doors. Oh, so this is the exit. You gonna... Okay, I also have to touch them. And Spidey hates touching hostages. So, I guess I wonder how many of these levels are just gonna be, there's 5 of a thing, go get it. Hostage in the bathroom? No, just some web fluid. Make sure nothing's up there. How do I go up? Slowly crawling. Making my way. They're keeping hostages in this bathroom? The Tank Top Brothers? Okay, well there's clearly someone in the stall here, but I guess he's just an innocent patron. Came from here, right? Okay. I seem to have been here. The little hostage guy in the top right is just constantly raising his eyebrows and opening his mouth in shock. Okay, well I guess I haven't been up here. There's a hostage. Ah, I don't even have to defeat everyone in the area first. Come on. That's exactly what I would like right now, is more health. And armor. Okay. I'll fight Hammerhead again, a two-part boss fight, which is, I'd say one of the things I was kind of going to say this game doesn't have, like, phases to boss fights. Is Tombstone a mutant? Is that... sorry, this is Hammerhead, not Tombstone. I get them confused. One or both of them is a mutant, right? Like, Hammerhead has an adamantium forehead, is that his thing? I think that's right. Oh. And then Tombstone just is... He's got like indestructible skin, like Luke Cage, right? Something like that? I don't know. So, Flat Skull, want to tell me what your interest in this nightclub is? It's a contract job. It was good money, so I didn't ask any questions. Well, I hope you don't mind me looking around. Don't go anywhere now. Seems like some sort of laser transmitter inside this crate. How does that tie in with the other equipment I found earlier? Speaking vaguely about said equipment, so that if I play it in a different order, it still works, I guess. Empire Metals. Find out who's behind the mayhem at the Foundry. Foundry. Who's going to be in charge of a foundry? Guessing Mysterio's not going to be until the final boss fight, since he's the one with the title. I didn't check who is in this game. Like, I didn't look at the plot. But these ninjas are on loan. Ninjas could mean Electro. Who is, you know, more of a Daredevil character, but there's always overlap. Spider-Man and the Defenders are, you know, not completely far off from each other. They're all New York-based, kind of street-level heroes, depending on the situation. Jesus. Okay, another obnoxious enemy type. I don't know if I can touch those gears or not. I cannot. Armor, that's always nice. Nice thing about a side-scroller is you typically know which way to go. Oh, one up. Nice. Not nice. I don't know if there's ground beneath me or if it's more molten steel. For his sake, and for mine now, thankfully there's some floor. Alright, don't want to go down there, so probably need to go up. Okay. Well, invincible now. Still don't... Said I generally know where to go, but I just meant usually you go to the right. There we go. Oh! Is that... Okay. I'm not entirely sure who I'm fighting here. There are some turrets involved. Blocking with the web doesn't work super well and shoots at my ankles. And the turrets are back. Oh, because it's an instant kill. All in the molten steel. Sprayed with web myself, I'm not sure what was happening. The little enemy profile picture in the top right, it might be frozen, it must be like a coolant or something. The guy looks like Bruce Banner, like just some guy with glasses. Don't I know you? Wait, don't tell me. Not the Sinister Six, not with Hydra, that wasn't it either. But who are you again? Big Wheel. You fool! You think you've outsmarted us, but I did what I was being paid to do. What was that? What was that? Roll back and forth until you run out of steam? I've distracted you long enough, Spider-Man. You'll never make it over to ChemCorp in time before they fully drain the power core. Draining the power core will cause a meltdown. I better get over there fast. Kinda looks like Kite Man. You're wasting your time, Spider-Man. Ha 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 ha! Me exactly where to go. ChemCorp, stop the power core from shutting down. Yeah, that seems like something I should probably do. I don't know that I had ever heard of Big Wheel before. So that is one Marvel villain I do not know anything about the backstory of. There's a lot of wall crawling necessary in this game. Doesn't really feel like platforming, but you know, I guess that is a lot of what it is. Now, in practice, having played the game a little bit more, it's, you know, you see the flaws. You start to really feel the bits that don't work as well. Still a lot better than the previous, the Game Boy Color generation games. Ouch. Now, how does this work? Can I gum up trap? No. So do I need to find just the right angle to swing over there? That works. That is, you know, even assuming I'm going the right direction still, like, kind of hoping this is going to loop up to the right. It's not where I came from, at least. There are enemies, so... as good a sign as any that I'm going in somewhat the right way. I am glad I went to easy mode. This definitely is a game. This probably is a game. But definitely. Where if I was playing... oh god. Barely made it through there. If I was playing on normal difficulty, like, I could probably finish it. You know, I went to easy to make it easier. But it's... the parts I was having trouble with, I probably would have gotten a little better, you know. You can kind of treat it like a Soulsborne type game. You gotta practice, you gotta die a few times. You know, that said, I'm not playing this game to get street cred for having finished it on a normal difficulty. I'm not going to be replaying it on superhero or whatever the top difficulty was. I'm just playing it for fun, to find out what it's like. This game I haven't played before. And that said, I'm already a bit lost. So I think this is where I came from. But I didn't go all the way up here. Wasn't there another way somewhere around here? Yeah. Oh, but can I? Yes. Just gotta crawl along the ceiling here, I guess. Well, I'm worried that it's also just going to turn out to be like, you know, one of the power-ups is up there, but that's not actually where I need to be. Power-ups, yes. Maybe not much else. Okay, so can go back to the right here where those chemical waterfalls were. You move down as you're swinging. You don't get a whole lot of upward momentum. So when you're starting on ground level and you have to jump up and try to swing across something, you start to fall into it. Now, if this is where I was before, did I not go to the right? Aha. So technically you do have a recovery period when you get hit, but unless you're knocked off a ledge like that, come on, it's hard to take advantage of it. Also curious what happens if I fall down there with no web. Hopefully I don't have to find out. They did animate the enemies like full combo. I got a few moves they dish out on me. There we go. That's a good one. That's a bad one. Immediately. He fell off somewhere. Still... okay. Still a lot of, like, just testing out, like, oh, should I go this way? Should I go that way? It's not the most intuitive map. Thought there was going to be an exit there, for example. Like, I feel like there's not too many branches, so at a certain point you just kind of must be going the right way if there's still a place to go. But just like places like this, you know, I can't see the ceiling, so I want to check it out. Nothing there. These, that's gonna make me get... Yep, that time I didn't make it. This is where I was going, right? I think. But I'm not sure. Okay, buddy. Also down to 2 lives. But I think that is... I should go back up to 5 if I die and have to continue. Of course, hoping I can beat this level without that being the case. Otherwise... obnoxious to play through again. Must be ice. Slows me down a lot. Can barely jump. Now, I'm getting worried that I'm just going back to the start of the game, because the start of the level. And that there's only enemies here because I died. And I respawned, and so they respawn. But that would mean that there is some sort of checkpoint system, which is possible. When I go a long way without seeing any enemies, there's one. Makes me nervous. A lot of this looks like... Oh, no, yeah, I have seen that. This is almost certainly where I came from. Could be a trap that is the reverse of one I already found, but seems unlikely. Which is frustrating. Why am I still going backwards, if that is the case? Because now I'm second-guessing whether or not there was anything back here that I missed. Another alternate path. Anything. Yep, that looks like where I started. Okay. Well, fewer enemies going through this time, since I just killed a bunch of them. But it's still slow going, which is annoying. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff where even when the game is more playable, there are still issues. Traps like that are not easy to get through because the way you jump is just this kind of this little staggered skip thing. You don't get a whole lot of control over your height. You get a little bit more if I hold it down versus if I just tap it. Right, this is where I needed to get the swing just right. So, to which, again, I say, what happens if I get to this point in the level and don't have any webbing? Might just be screwed. Yeah, I remember coming up here. Sure. Can I hit them from here? Yes. Assuming they stay there. And we're scrolling and we're scrolling. Don't want to be here. Might as well start up high so I don't have to worry as much about accidentally falling in the noxious slime, whatever it is. Some sort of biohazardous waste. Now this place has some web fluid at the bottom because it knows you'll need it. So at that point, it'd just be through extreme negligence on my part if I ran out of web fluid entirely. Is this where I first accidentally started going backwards? Is the slime up here? Yes, okay. So that might be the, or one of the places where I just got kind of mixed up, thought I was going down a new path. But I had to go here, that's right. Which way am I going? Is I going this way? That guy just there because I died. Yep, I came through here. Alright. I mean, this is probably going to be a game I rate more highly still than the X-Men Game Boy Color games, the Spider-Man PlayStation 1 game. Most of the games I've played so far. Just not super highly. Yeah, once again, is this... It must be just the same slime falls I've been seeing every time. How long does the ice stay on me? Do I have to move a certain... Or is this just... it's just a similar color palette to the white suit that I also had on. Might have been the same color palette, I'm not actually sure. Dumb. Okay, so... This is where I was. Now I'm going to take it slow, come up this side. Good save. I can come up here. Oh. Finally, a door to the area. Oh, okay, I can disable lasers. I can go through tubes, looking a lot like that Earthworm Jim level that's underwater. Okay, I'm gonna find a new place to disable this laser. Don't know if there's gonna be slime beneath me, so I don't want to just drop. But it's a long crawl. Nope. Crawled into it anyway. I thought it was solid. It was not. Get some fluid at least. Ooh, that looks like something. Please don't fall. Okay. Well, and I'm on my last life. That sucks. Because I keep falling into slime. Several tube directions. And more. Slowly crawling that's not the right place to go. If you're wondering why sometimes I punch a little slower, it's because I'm not trying to, it just happens. These are 3 disabled. Is it just the one on the top left, maybe? I know there was at least some web somewhere up here. Maybe that's not the place to get it, though. Just there we go. I feel like spiders and water spouts are natural enemies. Oh, I still gotta... Well, I didn't realize I can just run past them, so that's good to know. Thought I had to jump over them. What? Well... Okay. Did it know I was gonna do that, I wonder? Ah, maybe that disabled this one. And there's the next... Ooh. Not what I meant to do. A lot of exposed wires in this massive underground lab. So yeah, I can recover when there's a big fall like that. We'll find and defeat Electro. Well, that makes sense. What with all the exposed wires? I hope I can beat him without dying. I feel like starting... that is where I was going, yeah. When you're relying on the extra lives as, like, you know, kind of a crutch, starting a level with 2 or 3 lives just means you're more likely to lose them all towards the end versus, you know, during the actual boss fight. Okay. Not sure I can web him up. Well, at least he has lower health from the easy mode. So, Electro, why steal electricity from this plant? Couldn't foot the electric bill at home? Fool! I still have enough energy to power up the towers! What towers, Electro? Did your brains get fried? You're the one who's going to be fried, insect! Whoa, that was close. No trace of Electro anywhere. I'd better take a look around and make sense of this. I should have known. Hammerhead's parts for a laser transmitter, Scorpion's holographic projector, and this transmission tower. Looks like they've all been hired to set up various transmitters around the city. Also, there's a dinosaur school bus. Excuse me. Holographic illusions, but I thought I stopped all the transmitters. There must have been one that I missed. There's only one man who could pull off such a scheme. Mysterio. I better find a way to pinpoint his location and put an end to this. With this tracking device, I can find the tower that's projecting these illusions. Seems like a strong signal coming from the abandoned amusement park outside of town. I'd better go over there and put an end to Mysterio's handiwork. I mean, this is what happens when you have an abandoned amusement park outside of town. Alright, so still 0 lives, which... oh god. Acrobatic clowns. Nightmare. They're fireproof. Anyway, I was gonna say, it might be better if I die and continue, so then I'll have 5 lives to work through the level with. Being easy mode, unfortunately, it's harder to die. The enemies don't just attack you constantly and aggressively. But, when in doubt, set yourself on fire. Don't want to fall into the health kit, though. MW8CJ. I wonder if that is one of the level codes I found earlier. Not sure. Alright, so now if I continue, I still get to go to the amusement park, and now I have 5 lives. It doesn't really seem to be keeping track of continues as like any sort of metric you want to keep low at the end of the game. Or maybe they will, maybe there'll be a score that you get at the end that tells you, oh well, you only got, it took 2 continues, so you don't get an S, you just get an A+. Kind of like how Resident Evil does it with their ratings, rankings, whatever. There's a pretty decent parallax I hadn't noticed in the background, which is the effect you get when there's like multiple layers like that. So, you know, in the background you see this roller coaster, and then farther behind that is the skyline of the city, and they move separately. So you actually get this sense of depth where the skyline is barely moving, and the amusement park background is... In fact, it looks like the skyline isn't moving at all. If you look, it kind of appears like it is, but if you look at like how far that far left building over there is to the side of the screen, it's not getting any farther from that side of the screen. It's just the foreground and the amusement park background are moving around it, giving that illusion of depth. Which is something that I don't remember seeing too much of in some of the older, or some of the like Game Boy Color games. It's something you wouldn't even think about in a 3D game because you're able to go back farther into the distance. You're able to go towards the items you see. But it's I don't know how simple it is, I guess, in terms of rendering on the Game Boy Advance, but it's a relatively simple thing that ups the quality of the art of the game. It helps with the immersion, but it's one of those things you don't really think about most of the time. It's just if it wasn't there, it would feel a lot worse. Don't want to go down there. I'm guessing the idea is that some of the things I'm encountering are illusions, like the animate skeletons that I'm fighting. But they're still hurting me, so it also could just be that they're henchmen that I am seeing as skeletons, and then the fires are actually real fires that they've set. I feel like I might have webbed them both at the same time, which probably isn't intentional as like an option. a glitch when they happen to be standing right on top of each other. I don't know where I'm going. Have I fought 5 bosses already? I did Rhino, Electro, Hammerhead, Big Wheel twice, or Hammerhead twice, sorry, Big Wheel once, and Scorpion. So yeah, I've done 5 bosses. This is a whole Sinister 6. Once I get through Mysterio. About an hour 40 into this, so is lasting a little longer than the expected hour and a half or so, but did have to play through some stuff multiple times. Come on. That's no fun. Get stuck in the fire easily. Is this a church? What is this? Like it's very cathedral-esque. I mean, it's an amusement park, like they said, but like this part of the amusement park, I don't know if it's supposed to be a haunted house. It's got a lot of gothic imagery. Oh, wow. Okay. That's a unique kind of trap, similar to the various slime-type traps that just kill you instantly. Just a horrifying buzzsaw. Just another, yeah, it's just gonna be yeah, I'm glad I got those full lives by dying at the beginning. Once again, I really don't have to. I don't want to have to play this multiple times just because of, like, even this. Getting past the roller coaster area was okay. Come on, seriously. Yeah, I don't want to have to get to this haunted cathedral portion again when it took me a while to get to this point, and now I have to deal with these saw blades. Is there... No, can't get up there. Come on. It is hard to control the exact spot you land with the web swinging. It's not precise. What I think I need to try is to just jump here. Can't do that. Okay, so I'm almost definitely going to be dying, which, foolish me, I once again forgot to do any saving. Very little point in doing it now. Should have done it when I got to the start of this section. Okay. Well, that's something. Unless I find some serious armor or extra lives, I'm not super confident I'm going to be able to defeat Mysterio. Not super confident I'll be able to get to Mysterio. Mysterio have clown henchmen in, like, in the comics and any of the adaptations? Like, the Jake Gyllenhaal's the only major adaptation we've got of him so far. But I hope this thing isn't broadly clowns included in the illusion shtick. Yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking when you can't see where you're aiming for and you don't know, like, is it just spikes on the far right wall and I shouldn't do this? I need to grip onto the ceiling? It's like the Hollow Knight Path of Pain, just saw blades everywhere. Okay. I need to... Okay, sure. And do I keep going right? Do I go farther left where I didn't? No. Oh, there's an arrow, so that's nice. That's helpful. Yep. No idea if I should. Oh, 1 second. Okay. Sorry, 1 moment. Here we go. Okay. So that puts me back here. Just the same thing here, just jumping up at this. Now do I try to do the same thing above me? Sure. Yeah, another thing that maybe isn't apparent watching, but sure is noticeable for me is that the web swinging just doesn't happen. Well, it's just you jump and press jump again in midair, and sometimes it doesn't work. Some health or extra lives. That would be a nice little pre-boss bonus. Nope, can't go there. I can climb this high, but there we go. Ugh. Okay, well, at least I got some webbing that I can shoot at them. Green armor is full. My apologies. Alright, here we go. Okay, well, I can web them up. But then I actually have to... Okay, that's not good. I actually have to get the timing right. because that's going to go through a lot of web really fast. Because it is not easy to get that timing. Already used up all the extra. That works. Yeah, okay. Oh. Joy. Alright. Well. Just wait for him to do his attack. Disappears pretty quickly. That's something. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Oh, he's just... He gets the movesets of other characters. Okay. I don't hate that as a mechanic. I hate dealing with it with 0 lives and very little health. Yeah, that'll do it. Alright, well. Starting at the amusement park again. Gonna go as fast as I can. And save at various checkpoints. Yeah, why not? I can do a checkpoint here. Really, if I can just get through here in one piece and avoid those buzzsaw traps, I will be in a much better place to be fighting him. Armor? Yes, please. Well, that's not where I'm supposed to be going. Yeah, these, like, maze-type levels can be pretty obnoxious. Something up here, right? Spider-Man should not be getting his ass handed to him by some spooky skeletons. And armor. Nice. Don't mind a detour if it's gonna help me out. Got drop kicked by a skeleton. This is why I can't go to Party City anymore. Was it up here? Was there another path I missed? No, not that. That's right. This is where I got the upgrades, right? Now I'm just immediately backtracking. How lost I am. I went down here and there was also nothing? No, I did not go down here. Okay. Well, there's my problem. Alright, I remember that, like the taunting upgrades. I remember this. So if you fall into the fire, it's difficult to get back out. This would be a good place to save again, because I have a good amount of health and 5 lives still. And, yeah, the buzzsaw traps are a-coming. Another one that can dodge web. So what I'm gonna do is reload that save state. Because fuck 'em. Who cares about cheesing the fights a little bit? And they've got saw blade pits. Mysterio's gonna find my corpse in there and be like, Jesus, I thought you were gonna jump over them. They were just there for, you know, to set the mood, the aesthetic. I gotta clean Spider-Man parts out of it. How about this? Since I got here with pretty much no issues, I'm gonna save it again. No, let's let him ride along. Goodbye, Spider-Man. Just... You would think it would not be this hard. And maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. But, you don't get a whole lot of jump height here. You can't double jump because that's how you do the swing in the first place. I can't climb up the sides over here, right? Yeah. There's spikes over here, so I can't get that initial height. I might need to just start at the far left of the ledge and get a running start. Not that. Not that. That's not what I meant. That's a different thing. That's different. Here. And then, if I can time it right, get enough speed for a little horizontal momentum. Nope. Can't fall off. Is this fun? Is this fun to watch? I'm sure. Like, come on. I did it before. I did it on the... There we go. I'm going to definitely save it again now. Do not want to have to deal with that again. Sorry. There we go. Okay. Alright. It's fine, it's fine. spooky, scary skeletons are kicking my ass. And the clowns. The clowns have the nerve to still show up. Close one. Come on. Come on. I forgot how much there still was left to do here. There's another case of the web swinging just not working for a second. Yeah, I'll go ahead and load it back up. Just gotta deal with these skeletons again. Well, that's a benefit. Get some more health out of it this time, if I can hold on to it for the rest of this fight. But these spooky, scary skeletons just keep kicking my ass. Chase a clown into a hallway and beat the shit out of him. How do I get up here? That's right. These little ledges. Nope. this place again. These motherfuckers. Should have saved it. Didn't save it. Oh well. Please. Mysterio, no. Come on. It's too many illusions. What? Did that... Okay, is that just... The first time, it was the real Mysterio that attacked first. But I guess they all can. Running back and forth seems to be the best way. Ow. I don't think it's not doing damage to him, right? That is, at least. This is going better than last time, at least. Still can web him up. That's good. I'm impressed that there's a lot more variety to Mysterio's fight. Oops. Seems like if he hits me with the spinning fireballs, he will immediately disappear. Oh, okay. What the fuck? Okay, it's not permanent. So this is not a stage where I'll be able to stay off the ground permanently. I also can't see. There we go. Whereas if he misses me with those fireballs, then he stays out and I can web him up and get him. He's not, he didn't do any Electro moves today. Didn't ever see him do Scorpion or... who else? Big Wheel. Hammerhead. Didn't have any, of their moveset. Well, Chrome Dome, looks like there's only one of you now. What's the matter? Ran out of magic pixie dust?
You think you've defeated me, Spider-Man? Think again!
Great, now I'm left holding your dirty laundry. I should have figured you had an escape route planned. Spider sense is going haywire. Got to get... Excuse me. So once again, Mysterio managed to escape somehow. Just my luck. Someday this turned out to be. Hey Peter, thanks for remembering to pick up the fishbowl. Well, Mary Jane, you'll never believe what I went through to get it. He has a very visible black eye that she does not seem concerned about. The end. Alright, got some pictures of the development team sitting on Big Wheel in his stage. Producer Jesse Agent Booth. They're doing Mean Vegan. Luis Mean Vegan Barriga. They're doing kind of the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror style of nicknames. The collision work should be trivial. I mean, okay, I like this. I like seeing the people behind the game. That was easy. I wonder if it'll work. Jesse Raymond. Like, you know, this is not a big AAA game from today. I don't know if these people are still working in the game industry. If they went on to great success after this and made a bunch of other games we've heard of, or if this was like the one thing they did. Like, you know, you look at these pictures of these guys. They're just guys. They're just someone who came together to make the Game Boy Advance Spider-Man Mysterio's Menace. I haven't been keeping track of all these names or the amount of them. Jorge Diaz. Factory? I thought you said Foundry. Is that real? Is that a real quote? Was there supposed to be a factory level and it turned into a foundry because someone misunderstood? I do wonder. Publicist, vice president, special thanks to mom and dad and everyone else. Spidey Guru, Todd Jefferson. I wonder if that's like someone from the comics that is there to make sure everything is, not canon, but like appropriate and on theme for the original materials. I'm gonna look him up at least. First thing that comes up is Todd Jefferson Invincible. Also, IMDb, Todd Jefferson, known for Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro. He's in the Marvel database. And is credited as writing several Marvel video games. Not this one, though, weirdly enough. Spider-Man Enter Electro, which is an upcoming one. X-Men Next Dimension, a fighting game, I think, which is a follow-up to X-Men Mutant Academy, which he also wrote, which I already covered, and X-Men Reign of Apocalypse, which I haven't gotten to yet. He's also listed as a creator for a lot of versions of X-Men, but it seems like it's video game versions. It's the version of X-Men in X-Men Reign of Apocalypse, the game I haven't played yet, is credited as created by Todd Jefferson. So he's... Okay, I guess Todd Jefferson is a character in Invincible. I didn't realize. Yeah, it's interesting that he showed up, his IMDb showed up that quick, but that might just be because I've been searching Marvel stuff lately. Yeah, I mean, IMDb just has him as a writer in various capacities for games around this era. Mutant Academy, Wolverine's Rage, both of which I've played, Reign of Apocalypse, Enter Electro, and X-Men Next Dimension, which I have not played yet. And that's it. He was a producer on 2 of the other early Spider-Man games that I played, Spider-Man 2 and the Sinister Six, and just Spider-Man from 2000. And there is the IMDb credit for Spider-Man Mysterio's Menace as Spidey Guru. He was also a researcher for Mutant Academy and voice director for Enter Electro. So that makes me think he's someone that's like a Marvel fan, a comics fan, who then, just happened to be on the team or friends with the team to some degree, and they were like, hey, you know this material, can you just write the general storyline here? Because, I mean, this game, Mysterio's Menace, the storyline was pretty thin. There are 6 villains. Mysterio is leading them all to steal stuff, and he's building something. That's the plot. So that might just be the case that he's maybe he's an Activision guy, because he's an associate producer, Activision, for the first Spider-Man game. But that's it. The last thing on IMDb that he is credited for is X-Men Next Dimension, which comes out in 2002, the year after this one, Mysterio's Menace. It's all just around these 5 or 6 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 games that he is credited for, all of which are Marvel video games that I have or am about to play. And just in this time period. So, Todd Jefferson, I am deep into your work right now, but was not familiar with you personally. Some Activision quality assurance people, more special things, customer support. Even beating the game, Spidey just looks like crushed. He's just had the worst day. Alright, well that is Spider-Man Mysterio's Menace. It is a game. It's better than some of the ones I've played for sure. On a 5-star scale rating, I think I would give that a 2 out of 5, which is, like I said, an improvement over the last 7 games. It's not one people are going to want to play these days, I don't think. It's easy to run on a PC or even on a phone. Could handle this very easily if you have a Game Boy Advance emulator. It's not great still. There's clear improvements over the Game Boy Color era of Marvel games, which were very obnoxious to deal with, not very fun. This is, like I said, still not great, but like it's more fluid. It was not a total nightmare having to replay some of those segments. Didn't feel like I was fighting against the controls of the game, you know. So, you know, would I recommend it? No, not really. But if you have played this in the past as a kid, if you have some nostalgia for it, you might have some fun if you revisit it. It would not be the worst game you could play by far. Coming up next after this, go ahead and turn that off. The next game on my list is another Game Boy Advance game, X-Men: Reign of Apocalypse, courtesy of Todd Jefferson, who for that one is just credited as contributing under writer. So he just may have been one of a few writers who worked on it. Maybe he did a touch-up after the script had already been started. But that'll be the next game on the stream. So tune in for that if you'd like to see X-Men: Reign of Apocalypse for the Game Boy Advance. Thanks for watching.